Good evening and welcome once again to Sansad Television. Since morning today, we've been bringing you all the details of Union Budget, which was presented by the Finance Minister starting 11 a.m. In the lower house. And we've been giving you all the highlights and main important points as well, bringing you the reactions both from within the government, the opposition and other members of parliament and industry as well. So what exactly does the budget entail? This year's budget, it was various segments of the society, various segments of the economy as well. To try and understand this year's budget in a much better way and the key highlights, key points of this budget, we have with us Union Minister Piyush Goyal. He is joining us right now. Mr. Goyal, welcome to Sansad Television. I'll begin by asking you one very important aspect. Although the seven priorities which were listed by the finance minister at the beginning of our budget speech clearly spell out as to what the focus areas are. So let's start with one very important aspect of this budget, and that is capital expenditure. 13.7 lakh crore rupees. That's a big boost, huge one. But what's the rationale? Where will all this money be spent, and what will it bring in?
Well, every nation which has progressed towards becoming a developed nation has shown two very important elements. One is that their infrastructure and the capability to be able to meet the demand and needs of their people and also engage in international trade is strengthened within the country. And second is that they should be competitive in terms of quality, in terms of pricing, so that they can meet the demands of the world market and expand their international trade. In India, over the last many decades, infrastructure investments were always found languishing. Ever since Prime Minister Modi came in, his focus has been to provide world-class infrastructure so that the people of India and the businesses in India proceed towards better quality products, goods and services, as well as are able to bring down their logistics costs and become competitive in the world. The advantage when you are investing as a government in infrastructure projects or in capital investments is the multiplier effect this has on the economy, because your investments lead to demand of various goods and services like steel, cement, sand, plumbers, carpenters, furnishing. All sorts of trade and goods and services get an impetus. That leads to huge, massive job creation, of work opportunity, of business opportunity, which in a way further fuels demand. That demand fuels further capex. So it's a virtuous cycle. And I think this budget, with its massive 10 lakh crores direct and effective capex of 13.5 lakh crores, is going to truly spur growth in the country in the years to come.
Okay. Let's now look at some other key significant sectors as well, and therein one very interesting and important announcement was about rejig in the custom duties of various commodities and products as well. The finance minister's contention was, which she mentioned in her press conference and later on her interview as well, that this has been done to promote the Make in India initiative, as in sort of domestic manufacturing as well, which in turn will further fuel the export potential also. So how does it work, and why just these particular items?
She is absolutely spot on. In fact, the Honorable Finance Minister and her team need to be complimented for the care with which they have assessed all the various duty structures. The logic being that in any value chain, if the goods that are imported, maybe raw material, maybe an intermediate good, are taxed or there's an import duty of a high level, it will encourage people not to manufacture in India, but encourage them to get the finished product, maybe under an FTA or under some trading arrangement, directly from abroad. And therefore, it's a very good move on our part to bring down the import duties in several cases where the inputs which will help us become competitive both in India and internationally, were earlier being taxed. Similarly, there are many products where we have good domestic capacity, but we were getting substandard or low-cost products from some of the countries which are known to be dumping goods in other countries or using predatory pricing. In those cases, she has also increased import duties. So I think it's very intelligently done after a great deal of study, and I compliment the finance minister for that.
Okay. Mr. Goyal, you're also, at the helm of affairs at Commerce and Industry Ministry. So, of course, this question can be better answered by you in terms of the ease of doing business initiatives. Now, there have been several which were taken all through these 8 long years. But in this budget, when we are looking at specific targeted areas, when we are looking at MSMEs, for example, and then various schemes as well. So how will this entire cycle, complete when we're talking about the ecosystem vis-a-vis the ease of doing business?
Well, I think for Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, ease of doing business and ease of living are mantras that have driven him all through the 9 years in government. Right from the word go, his focus has been how to make life easier for a common man and how to make business easier for business persons. And many people now don't remember, but amongst the first decisions was that you don't need to go to a notary public or a gazetted officer to attest a document. Now today, we have forgotten how cumbersome it used to be. But I remember when I did my business, so when I was running business, for every small document you had to submit anywhere, we were searching for a notary public. He would put his rubber stamp and signature. I don't know for what joy. Prime Minister Modi got rid of that. And like that, he has continuously been on a journey to make life easier for the common man. Similarly, you've seen the rankings of ease of doing business substantially improve over the last few years. Of course, one of our northern neighbors probably did some misdemeanor because of which the World Bank has stopped ranking countries. But we continue our focus on ease of doing business.
Okay.
Incidentally, even in this announcement of budget, if you will recall, she has said that we are going to have a common number for all the return filing and all the approvals, which will be based on the PAN number. Now, the PAN number already has certain base data. We'll be using that base data so that companies don't have to repeat the company name, director's name, address, contact details, director's details. So many details which have to be repeated sometimes hundreds of times. With the common PAN number already being available on a single national, single window portal, we'll be able to give all approvals, all renewals, all returns can be filed, all taxes can be paid on one portal, and which will make life so much easier for our businesses.
Okay.
That's just one of the many steps that she has taken to make ease of doing business be adopted faster by our business.
Okay, indeed, that is a very important aspect of bringing in more investment and encouraging entrepreneurship as well. Now, a very another important issue, and then a bit of a technical one as well. So you'll have to make us understand, for the viewers' sake also, how does the government manage to go ahead and fit in that tight fiscal discipline norms as well? Because in this budget also we saw Finance Minister setting up a tough budget deficit target for the next year. This year she met the targets which were set in the last year's budget as well. And given the not only the situations vis-a-vis COVID pandemic, but other global headwinds as well.
Well, I think the good part is that Honorable Finance Minister doesn't overcome it when she makes her budgets. So her revenue targets are modest, and on almost every aspect of government spending, focus is kept to make sure it's transparent, There's no leakages of government money. We respect the taxpayers who are providing us with all the revenue, thanks to which we are able to do public service. So that understanding has now seeped into the entire government, that the money we are using is hard-earned taxpayer money. We have to put it to good use. We have to use it intelligently and honestly. And this has become the mantra of the entire government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has focused on very intelligent spending and has ensured that every rupee we spend is used for the benefit of the country, for the benefit of the common man, and is used very transparently and honestly.
Okay.
For example, government procurement, which was always an area where there was all sorts of questions, all sorts of historical blunders in the past, is now largely through the government e-marketplace. A very transparent mechanism, simple to operate, simple to use, and is increasing by leaps and bounds. So I think in several aspects, the finance ministry keeps a close watch on government spending, but never stops projects of national importance or projects where it will be of service to the common man.
Okay.
Also, because of the robust revenues on taxes, because of the growth in the economy as projected, we are able to ensure fiscal discipline and meet the targets set out in the budget.
Okay, let me now, bring your attention to other sectors which have been in focus in the budget. And there's a very interesting amalgamation of digital technology with agriculture. The Prime Minister also mentioned it, and the Finance Minister elaborated in a speech as well, how the government plans to use digital technology to spur the growth in agri sector. How is that going to happen? What are the key details here which we are looking at?
Well, first of all, it's very important to note that India has probably adopted digital technology better than any other part of the world. We are rapidly moving now towards complete 100% rollout of 4G. There are just a few villages left which by the end of this year will all have 4G. And we have already started rolling out 5G. And I think the speed at which 5G is being rolled out since 1st October is truly phenomenal. Now, another important aspect is the fact that financial inclusion has gone to the length and breadth of the country. We've had 46 crore Jandan accounts opened, and the digital transactions, financial transactions, aggregating over 126 lakh crores and some 7,200 crore digital financial transactions happening in India in 1 year is testimony to the fast adoption of technology across the country. Our farmers too are now quite well digitally connected.
Okay.
And therefore the time is ripe where we help farmers in terms of value addition, help them improve productivity, help them engage with digital technologies to plan their production smarter, their agriculture output smarter.
Okay.
Look at soil health card, look at KYC norms, helping them to be connected with financial systems and getting adequate funding. The Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Yojana has helped them get that additional money to plant better seeds, better quality, better crops. And all in all, our agri-tech industry, the startups in agriculture, the agripreneurs, they're all bringing technologies which will in the years to come help our farmers increase their income and improve the quality and the productivity of the farmers' output.
Okay, one last question, Mr. Goyal, before I let you go, and that's very important because everybody has been talking about this since the budget speech came to an end, and that's about the tweaks in the taxation, structure, both direct and indirect, more so about direct taxes. Now, the question is this an election year bonanza, or is this part of the larger taxation reforms which the government has been talking about, and there might be few more in the pipeline if you return back to power in 2024?
I'll correct you on two things. First, in fact, all through the day I've been observing all the economists, all the experts, stakeholders who are coming. They've all unanimously agreed that this is clearly not an election-oriented budget. Second, you spoke about if we come back to power. I don't want to sound arrogant at all, but I think the people of India are smart. They recognize which leader has brought honesty and transparency in government, which leader is preparing the nation in this Amrit Kal in the next 25 years to make India a developed nation, which leader has taken inclusive growth as his prime focus so that 140 crore Indians benefit out of the actions of the government. I think the love and affection and the blessings of the people of India on Prime Minister Modi are there for the last 9 years. Every survey that comes out is showing that his popularity is only increasing with the passage of time. And that's because of his sheer hard work, commitment to the nation, and his nationalist spirit in the service of the people of India.
Okay.
And therefore, I think this budget by no count can be called an election-oriented budget. Prime Minister Modi is always guiding us that we have to do what is right for the country, for the people of India. Elections will come and go. People are smart. As they say, ye janta hai jo sab janti hai. And people will make the right choices in election. Our job is to serve them continuously and relentlessly.
Okay, there it is. Thank you so much, Mr. Piyush Goyal. So it looks like the government is riding full ahead on reforms in various aspects. Taxation was the last question, and of course, a focus on all sectors, starting from agriculture to manufacturing, infrastructure as well. MSMEs have got a lot of boost. Women-centric schemes have been announced. Social sector spending has been increased. So clearly, and with a lot more money to spend, the capital expenditure, which is infrastructure, seems like there is a lot which is going to happen in the next 1 year. We'll take a short break here and we'll come back again. Keep watching Sansad Television. Thank you.